Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is the Pink Elf in the Room conversation, and we're going to finish our discussion about the importance of giving unconditional love to those who need it, and the reason why it's so important. And going back off what I was saying from earlier, there are a lot of people out there that don't personally know about unconditional love, or that see it as something impossible that doesn't exist. And I don't know if I did say this in the first part, but I want to say it now, of course, that when we are given something like that, in a sense, we would rather deny it than see it as something that is truly in front of us. When we have asked for something for so long to be in our life and we actually see it, we honestly do things to sabotage it. And that has included me myself. I had a discussion with someone earlier about this. When you desire someone to love you unconditionally, and we keep that sometimes in the back of our mind that if only there was somebody out there like that, etc., etc. Um, when it's placed right in front of us, we don't know what to do with it. And we will say that, we will literally say, no, they're just like the rest or whatnot. And we'll play it off as though it's that way, but have no clue to ourselves of we don't go in with an open mind of that. We're too afraid of, due to the harm that has happened to the past of us, that we cannot see that as a possibility. And it's understandable why people feel that way, because of the fact that you've been hurt in the past. But in order to get past that, you have to be willing to be open minded to any situation, because you never know what success you might find if you open yourself up to those things. You can't just allow yourself to be a certain way and think that that is the only way it's going to go, and that there's no other way past it. You can't think that this is the entire fantasy land of how things go. You can, of course, but the question is, will it always work, or will it work for you? Depends on the person. But for those people who desire that unconditional love, desire that love, that care, that kindness, being open minded to the fact of certain people actually being out there just for you, that you literally can bring that energy towards you, you have to be willing to be open minded to the fact that there is a chance that something like that can happen. If you are not open to that, you leave yourself no possibility of that even happening in the first place. And even past that, what I believe I did say in the first part was the fact that when you meet those people, it's not about the fact of finding unconditional love through someone else, but you have to be willing to learn for yourself unconditional love within you. You can talk a good game of how much you love yourself or whatnot, but if you are having these trust issues or anything and whatnot, and you're afraid of getting hurt again, you still are growing to love yourself in your own way and getting past whatever pains have gone and harmed you before. And trust me, even me, I'm not even perfect when it comes to that. I am constantly growing on that. I'm not at some high pedestal where it's like I can love unconditionally like this and I'm the greatest. No, I'm constantly learning to grow my own unconditional love within who I truly am. Unconditional love is a progress emotion for you. You are constantly, just like a machine, you are constantly oiling the gears to make sure they work right. You are constantly looking at different parts to see what you must take out and what you must put in to keep it in motion. You are always looking to keep it clean so it doesn't seem too bad. You're always looking to refine it and grow it and make it more and heighten it. And that is your unconditional love in motion, in progress. Allow yourself to grow that within. And for the people who might feel that that doesn't exist, it isn't possible, you can grow your unconditional love within who you truly are when you can first accept yourself and your unconditional love within yourself. You can't comprehend someone else giving unconditional love because of the fact that you've never had it. You can't know something you've never had before. That's the other thing. If you've never had it before and all you know is what you know that has been taught to you over and over on this planet, how would you possibly know what unconditional love is? And then some might even ask the question, well, how do you know? I simply know because I've actually constantly not only grown that within me, but I've met mentors and masters around me who have let me know those things. Some of the masters you see in different religions that aren't even religious, but are unconditionally loving. And they show this same kindness, this same meekness, this peace, no hate, no malice, kindness beyond anything that's been seen because of the simple fact that they are truly being unconditionally loving. People will tell other people that this is how they were, etc. But at the end of the day, we don't truly know the full story, and we're still learning that for ourselves. We as humans are very double standard in a sense. We'll say one thing but do another. We would love to love someone, but we're afraid, so we might stab them in the back. We love to be kind and everything, but we're afraid of the fact that there's a possibility that we could get harmed in the process. The amazing thing about unconditional love is simply this: when you are unconditionally loving to yourself and you don't put those walls up, or you don't put that guard up to attack others, because truth is no one's attacking, everyone's defending, as it is making castles with no arrows, no cannons. But truth is we do have those arrows and cannons. We will tell people we're just defending ourselves, but we do this because of the fact that we are afraid of the unknown. We're afraid of the fact of finding someone who can truly show us something deep within who we are. And the fun part about growing that, even for me with other people, is when you are unconditional loving, how do you give yourself unconditional love? You give it to another person. You embrace it. And not only embrace it, but you must be it. And how are you going to be it, in a sense? Hold on just a sec. Hold on, you guys out there on YouTube. We had a little hiccup with Periscope. Okay, we're gonna try this one more time on Periscope. If it does freeze again from here, um, you can watch it on YouTube. But how do we do this? How do we become this? By being it. How do we be it? You are simply being it by thinking to yourself, how would you act if you were unconditionally loving? How would you act? In my opinion, in my experience, it would mean being gentle with people, being kind to people, no reason to be malicious of any kind towards people, showing nothing but your kindness towards people. This doesn't mean, however, being a doormat to people. That's something that most people think it means, in the sense that when we see unconditional love, we either think it's all the way this way or it's all the way that way. And we can't seem to comprehend connecting that it could possibly be both. When you are being that, when I'm being my peace, my kindness, my love, my generosity, in those senses. And on top of that, making sure to also love myself, which means not allowing others to be a doormat, in a sense, not allowing myself to be a doormat. I am pushing forward to show you the love within yourself and giving me what I need to know the love is within myself. Seeing within myself that love by giving it to you. The funny thing about us is that when you relinquish, there was a person named Alan Watts, he said it perfectly. In order to gain something, you must relinquish it to gain more of it. If you truly desire to know unconditional love, give it away to people and you will realize you have that. And not only will you realize it, as you're realizing it and you're observing it, you're understanding it, you will observe it and be it. Then do things that are unconditionally loving and create something you haven't seen before. You are now being unconditional love, and you are now doing loving things unconditionally that you didn't think you were capable of doing, that you thought didn't exist. And now you are doing them right now. That is impressive. You are using your what you are growing. This is something you create within you. That's the amazing thing about who you are. You literally are creating more of who you are right now. And by doing that, you are learning something new about who you are and your own experience of now. You are growing past flawed mistakes of who you are and creating and evolving something new. And the one thing many people might say is we desire to evolve, of course. But the one thing that most people may not understand, unconditional love is a key part of your evolution. You can you can keep doing what you desire to do and never evolve to the point of changing people's lives fully and wholeheartedly. And you might wonder why. Or you can get past that and love unconditionally and watch how amazing you can be by what you do. You are impressive in what you are capable of doing, how unconditionally loving you are. If you knew truly who you were, you'd smile a lot more. Realize how beautiful, how magnificent, how amazing, how divine you are as the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within. So, to everybody out there, have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. Namaste.